welcome to RCKicks. On today's show, we're doing a little bit of an upgrade modification to my 911 TT02 Porsche. Well, it's been a long couple of weeks. Unfortunately, I was out of the country for nearly 2 weeks and I'm back, finally. So I'm back in the studio and I've got tons to do, and I now have a good few weeks off to really dig into the RC stuff. So I've got loads of projects to get on with. So we've got the Striker restoration and giveaway project. I've got this. I've got a CC02 Mercedes-Benz to build on the show. I also haven't done a running video yet of Rebecca's 911 and my 911, which is another reason why I have a few extra bits and pieces here, because I want to put this in the car before I run it. What else have we got? We've got a whole new inbox build for a Terra Conqueror to do, as well as, what else have I got? 2 Avanti Mark II builds to do. I'm hoping I can talk Rebecca into doing one of them while I do the other one. So there's that. We've also got 4 restoration projects for Kyosho mids to do. Then we've also got 5 Avanti rebuilds and bodies to paint. And the list goes on and on and on. And then I've got a Terra Scorcher coming as soon as it's released, the 2021, to build on the show. And I also have some running videos to do for this little monster that I've done a few little modifications to, and much more. So stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't already. There's lots and lots of competitions and footage to come very soon. Anyway, that's enough waffling. What are we doing on today's show? Well, there's a few things on the 911 that I want to improve. One of them is I hate these window wiper stickers. I just don't like them at all. So you can actually pick up proper window wiper metal versions. So I'm fitting those today. Also, I want to put a light kit in this car, but you don't get any light binnacles. So I managed to pick up the kit from the 934, I think it's the black one, that comes with the light binnacles. So I wasn't sure whether these would fit this body, because the 934 body, yes, it's the 911, but it is a bit different. But good to say to you, yes, the front lights do fit. You can stick them to the top and they fit really well, so I'm really chuffed. So I will now order a light kit for this car, because you need those to have the lights in, otherwise you've got nothing, no way of holding them. So that experiment worked. I haven't tried the rears because I actually sprayed the rears, so I'd have to go in and remove it, which I might do at some point. So I will see whether these mounts work in the back. I think they will as well, so that's good to know if you're thinking about putting a light kit in your TT02 911. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this, probably just sit on it for a while. You could probably cut that out and bomb that in if you wanted to, but not bothered. Also, I have had a second attempt at a possible gyro. Now, if you haven't seen my previous videos on this car, I'll put a link up here. But I've actually made this car 2-wheel drive, so it's rear-wheel drive car, this, which obviously means it's very tail happy, and it's actually made it a lot more difficult to drive, which I love that. It's really hard to drive and it makes it more fun, just like an old classic 911. But I put a gyro in it, so I wanted to try and get it so that I could do a little bit of drifting. Not much, because I'm not going to mess with the angle of the steering or anything, but I wanted it to be a little bit more, I could hold it and things like that. Now, I tried another gyro and all I got was wobbling down the road. I tried messing around with it lots and it made no difference. But someone recommended that I go for this version, and apparently this is a lot better quality. So that's the plan for today. I'm going to fit this. Now, they also said to put it over the rear wheels on the rear chassis, whereas I've seen a lot of people put it at the front here. So I'm going to try that as well and see if that makes any difference, and whether I can actually get a gyro to do what it's supposed to. Yeah, fitting them to the car is actually really easy, but I didn't have much luck. But my experience was of 1 unit, so hey, we'll see. So that's what we're going to do. Pretty simple. So let's crack on, see what happens, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'll put them in something else. This car could actually do with a gyro, so maybe it'll end up in there. Hey, we don't know, but it's all part of the experiment. Right, let's crack on. Now I was struggling a bit here because all the cables on this gyro are black, so it's not easy to work out which way round every connection goes. So I basically plugged everything in as I took a best guess at, and then I just kept turning them until it started working. It would be nice to see if there was one of the cables on each set of plugs was like a red colour or something. It would just make it easier to get it working. But in the end, it wasn't too difficult. There's only a few connections. So I found a spot for the gyro. Because I haven't got the drive shaft, there's a bit of space in the middle, and I found that the end of a suspension arm fits perfectly into the chassis slot. So that means I've got it nice and level, and then I've just hot glued it to that, and it sits perfectly in the middle, nice and true, and lifted up. So I'm really chuffed with that. Next, we're going to put the window wipers in, and then hopefully take it for a spin, and it actually works. Now, if it doesn't work, I think the next thing to do would be to put a more modern receiver in it. I'm currently running a Core RCKicks, which is an old stick radio system for it. So if it's not that, I think I'll jump to my Futaba, more modern version, to see if that fixes the problem. When I twist the car, it seems to respond well, but I don't know. But from the person who commented about this gyro, they said this gyro is much better than the one I was trying before. So fingers crossed. Right, let's get the window wipers in. So there you go, some nice little simple upgrades. What do you think of the window wipers? They're pretty cool. They add that extra layer of detail. They're very cheap. You can get them from China, eBay, jobbies. They just look so much better than the stickers. So it's another step forward. Now, as for the gyro, well, it's working. Let me turn it on. Oh, I don't know if it worked. So now it works. So I need to take it outside, and fingers crossed it doesn't just wobble all the way. Well, let's cut outside and see if that effort was worth it, or whether I need to change the receiver. Well, there you go. What did I think? Much better gyro. I actually managed to dial it in and get out the wobble, get it to the point where I could get it to slide a little bit. Happy with the window wipers. They look much better. Highly recommend them. They're very cheap and they really bring the car to life, add a little bit more detail, so chuffed with that. What's next? Well, I'm going to order the light box for the car so that I can have lights at the front. And then I'm going to modify the steering and put back the old uprights that I had that I modified to see if I can have a bit more angle on the steering. I'm tempted to lock the rear diff as well. That'll help a little bit, keeping it straight and then helping it drift a little bit. So I might do that. I might see about putting some rear drift tyres on it, see what that does, because I've never tried driving a drift tyres. I don't know. We'll see on that front. And then there's the driver cockpit to work on. I've actually got one, so that will be coming soon as well. So there you go, just a few little sprinkles of updates and upgrades and mods and things. Some of these will be going on to Rebecca's car at some point, but I wanted to put them in this car first before then spending the money to put them onto her car. Right, thanks very much. Please like and subscribe. Don't forget there is tons of content coming, and there's lots on Facebook, RCKicks page. So go over, check it out, comment. There's also RCKicks group, so you can get in there. There's lots of people talking about cool RC stuff and what they're doing with their own kits, because it's really interesting for me. That's kind of why I do this, is because I love to see what everyone's doing with their cars, as I like to show what I'm doing. Anyway, see you on the next one. Bye-bye.